I'm going to start with something that I think a lot of small business owners feel, but don't always say out loud. Creating graphics feels overwhelming. Like there's some secret language that designers speak that you were never taught. You might open Canva, stare at a blank canvas, and either spend 2 hours on something that still doesn't look quite right, or you just grab a template and hope for the best. The good news is that good design is not magic. It's a set of principles. And once you understand even a few of them, everything can start to click. So today I'm going to give you 10 simple tips that will make your graphics look more professional, more consistent, and more like you. Tip number 1, stick to 2 fonts. This is probably the single most common mistake I see on small business graphics. Too many fonts. Someone's discovered the font library and gone a little wild, and you end up with all 4 different fonts all fighting each other for attention. It can look chaotic and can sometimes be really hard to read. Even if you do pick 1 or 2 fonts though, make sure they are easy to read. The rule is simple. Pick 2 fonts and stick to them. 1 for the headings and 1 for the body text. If you want variety, play with the size or the weight, make it bold, make it smaller, but try keeping the actual typeface the same. You want it to be clean, professional, and readable. Tip number 2, use your brand colors and only your brand colors. Every graphic you put out should use the same colors, your colors. Not whatever looked nice in the template that day. This is one of the fastest ways to look more professional and more recognizable. If you don't have brand colors yet, pick 2 or 3 and commit to them. There's this great free tool which generates color palettes that automatically work together. So pick something that feels like your business and write down the hex codes. A hex code is just a 6-digit color reference, and it means you can use that exact same color in Canva, on your website, everywhere. The goal is that someone scrolling Instagram sees your post without reading your name and thinks, oh, that's him. Tip number 3, white space is your friend. White space is the empty space around and between the elements in your design. And I know the instinct is to fill every gap, to cram in as much as possible. Please resist that urge. White space makes things easier to read, and honestly, it can make things look a bit more premium. Think about Apple. Their ads are famous for having almost nothing on them. A product, a few words, loads of space, and that's totally intentional. So, once you think your design is done, have a look at all the elements together. Maybe look at it from a distance or the next day when you have fresh eyes to ensure that it's easy to follow. Tip number 4, make your text actually readable. The most common culprit, light text on a light background or a dark text over a busy photo. It might look okay on your desktop, but on a phone it's completely illegible. You might love these colors, but putting them in graphic form may not make sense. As well with your font size. If you have to squint to read it on your own phone, your audience will too. When in doubt, go bigger. Tip number 5, 1 message per graphic. Every graphic should have 1 job, 1 message, not 3, not 5. Maybe sometimes 2, but try to stick to 1. The moment you try to say multiple things at once, nothing lands. There should be 1 thing your eye goes to first, your headline or your key message, big and bold. Everything else supports it, it doesn't compete with it. Designers call this visual hierarchy, and it's one of the most important concepts in the whole field. Ask yourself before you post anything. If someone saw this for half a second, what would they take away? If the answer is unclear, try and simplify. Tip number 6, use high quality images. A blurry or stretched image will make your beautiful design look cheap. People might not consciously notice it, but they feel it. There are a few free ways to get high quality images if you don't have the budget for a photographer. There are websites such as Unsplash and Pexels where you can get high quality images and download them. They're usually quite high resolution, free to use for your business, and no watermarks. But your own photos will almost always beat stock for authenticity. A real photo of your product, your workspace, your hands doing the thing you do is worth so much more than something generic. Use stock images to fill in the gaps, but invest time in real photos of your actual business. Tip number 7, size your graphics correctly for each platform. Every platform has its own ideal image size, and if you use the wrong one, your graphic could get cropped weirdly or the important parts get cut off. If you're using an app like Canva, for example, they will already have templates of the exact sizes to use for each platform already prepared for you. Otherwise, you can just Google a dimension map for you to refer to and ensure your design is within those dimensions. Tip number 8, create templates for yourself. Instead of starting from scratch every time, create a set of templates. One for promotions, one for tips or quotes, one for product photos. Same layout, same fonts, same colors. You just swap the content out each time. It saves time and it makes your feed look cohesive and intentional. When someone lands on your Instagram, for example, and everything has a consistent look, it signals professionalism, even if you made it all yourself in Canva for free. Tip number 9, go easy on the effects. Drop shadows, glows, gradients, outlines on every piece of text. I know they can be tempting sometimes, but less is almost always more. Effects should solve a problem, like a subtle shadow to make text readable over a photo, not just because they look cool. However, when everything else has an effect, nothing stands out. It just looks busy. These are all the same fonts, but with different effects. Think about brands you genuinely admire, the ones that look really polished. Chances are their design is actually pretty simple, clean, considered, and confident. And tip number 10, always include your branding. Put your logo or business name on every single graphic you create. Everyone. Because people share things, screenshots get taken, images get reposted. If your branding isn't on it, all that free exposure goes to nobody. There you go. 10 design tips that will genuinely make a difference to how your business looks online. You don't need to do all 10 at once. Pick 2 or 3 that feel most relevant right now and start there. Design is a skill that gets easier and faster the more you do it, and it can be genuinely enjoyable once you feel confident.